fully upgraded, super modified. Hello everybody and welcome to Oprafed Gaming. You're listening to the Oprafed. We are in our semi-pro tuner category and we're driving in a super modified event. We're at the Suzuka circuit in Japan on the International Racing Course B track. We're doing 5 laps. We're driving, they say during the day with clear skies, but I can see a bunch of clouds up there. And we started 20th of 22. Now these laps are not short. They're going to take a little while to do, which is good because that gives us a little bit of an opportunity after promptly dropping to 22nd to see how these guys are going to drive. We are driving in Grid Legends, and as you know, they do love to bump and rub in Grid Legends, and if you hit them, if you bump them a little, that's okay. But if you hit them a little bit too hard, they get aggressive and they'll even try and knock you right off the track. So you got to be careful of that. The other thing you got to be careful of in Grid Legends is they like to spin out every once in a while, or they hit another car, or whatever happens. You got to be careful that if they're still on the track that they don't take you out too, because that happens a lot too, and I've seen it. Some pretty strange things happen in these races, not this particular one, but in these races, cars will lose wheels or whatever. Ooh, and just like that, they'll bump and rub you the whole way. And that's okay, because as long as we know that, they'll do it to us. That means that if need be, if we need to squeeze through a little hole somewhere, then we can do that too. So in the meantime, we are close to coming up here to the end of the first lap after we got a few more back and forth through here. And as you can tell, it's really difficult to pass in sections like this. So when you're in an area like this, all you can do is try and keep close to the guy in front of you and make sure that he doesn't wipe out and take you out. Then when you get into a straight section like coming up right here in front of the grandstand, this is a prime opportunity to try and rip by a few cars, because it's going to take a lot of hard work to move up to the front of the pack here. Now I know you're thinking we've got 5 laps, we still got 4 laps and they're pretty long, so nothing to worry about. But ooh, these other guys, they like to go too. And they're not as easy to pass as one might think. They all want to win and they keep zipping by you, and when they can zip by you when you're in a section like this, they're constantly pushing you from behind. You know, quarter of a second, half a second behind you. So you can't let up for a moment. Stay with the pack. Try to stay close. Ooh, see, he almost tried to sneak by us there. And when the opportunity presents itself, you just kind of zip around him. Try and stay on the track though. Every once in a while I get a little bit over anxious and I cut it a little bit too short, or I keep the throttle down a little bit too long and I overshoot the corner. But if you let up real quick when you overshoot, you can usually pull your car back on the track, because you don't want to go completely off the track, because that'll really kill your speed. And if you're 13th like I am right now and you do that, 3 or 4 cars will go by you. And you really don't want to do that, because after a while you just cannot catch up anymore, because time's going to run out. Now we are still in our second lap and we still got a little ways to go before that's finished, but like you saw in the last lap, this is that back and forth area and you're really not going to pass anybody in here. I mean, like, what side? Are you going to pass them on the outside? Are you going to pass them on the inside? There's just not enough room, and the race is just too fast. But you can stay right with them. Stay right with them close, and then once you get to this last corner up here, head towards the grandstand, now we should be able to pass 2 or maybe 3. Oh, see, there he knocked us right off the track. That was not very nice. There was really no call for that. This guy right there, yeah, that wasn't nice. So we'll put him behind us and forget about it, Jack, because we got to keep going. Because we're in 11th now, And boy, I tell you, we still got 10 cars to pass, and every time it looks like you go zipping by 2 of them, but then one takes you back, and then the other one comes up beside you, and it's really tough to make any kind of headway. You know, just keep doing what you're doing, catch up to the guy in front of you there. Let's go, guys, come on. We can get by him. That's the only way we're going to be able to win this race, but these guys are going so fast. The race is so quick that not until you get to a tight corner like this, if you were close behind them, you could zip by them, because they still close, they still really slow down around the corners. But we'll take them this way then. Here we go. Now we're starting to move a little bit of fancy footwork there behind the wheel. The Opafet's really putting it into gear now, because we've only got 6 cars left to pass. 4 of them are right here in front of us. It's always nice to know that your competition is right there, because if you can't see your competition, it gets tough, because you don't know how hard to push it. But we got to start pushing it pretty quick here, as we are coming up to the end of lap number 3 here pretty quick. We still got 6 cars to pass. So we're just, boy, I tell you, this car really flows nice through the corners. When you're on the track, if you pull off the track a little bit, you can really feel that grassy area try to pull you over. So you got to be careful when you're going from side to side. Use the full width of the track, but try to stay on the track. Oh, he must have spun out there. See, that kind of shot us off the side a little bit too. Wow, another guy down. But then the guy in front of us passed us, and we're still in the same spot we were in before. But we got the grandstand coming up here, and we're gonna put the pedal to the metal and see if we can put 2 or 3 of them behind us. Move up into standings. Things are starting to look better now. We got 3 cars left in front of us. But it's a slog again through these corners here, but that's okay. At least now we can see all of our competition right in front of us. So that makes it a little bit easier. We know we got 1 and a half, 1 and 3/4 of a lap maybe left, but everybody is right there in front of us. So now we got to try and catch up to this guy in front of us and get by him, so we can get right up, because the number 1 and 2 car are way up ahead by themselves. We want to be up there by him. Now, as long as this number 3 car keeps moving, that's okay. Oh, looks like he's blowing his motor. He's done. Oh boy, I bet you he's not happy. That close to the end of the race. Bad for him, good for us. Like I always say, you know, now we're in 3rd place, and if we can get by this guy in front of us, we can start pushing for the front of the pack. And we got to be careful. Keep an eye on that rear view mirror. Yeah, the Opafet doesn't always do that, and sometimes he loses sight of that. But the guys behind us are always constantly pushing. Oh, he just over boogied a little bit. You gotta try and pay closer attention to those corners, because you don't want to lose any speed and time on them when you go off the road like that, or off the track, I should say. And here we're coming up to the end of the 4th lap, and probably the best thing to do is to see if we can pass him by the grandstand. Although he's zipping along pretty good, we got to get a little closer to him. We'd like to pass him by the grandstand, not take any chances, because that last lap is, even though it's a fairly lengthy one, it's going to go quick. So right here, we're going to take our chances right here. This is where we got to do it. And see if we can build a little bit of a buffer zone, and then try and drive a clean race the rest of the way. Try and stay on the track. Slow down a little bit around this corner. This one's always a tough one here. But as long as you stay on the track, you're not going to lose too much speed other than the speed for slowing down around the corners. They dropped to 8. So that's what we're going to try and do, and keep an eye on that rearview mirror, because you got to fight those guys off, because the guy behind you is only 1 1/4 second behind you. That's not that far, because you can see him in the mirror. Like I always say, if you can see him in the mirror, he's still too close. But being that close, he's going to push you, which means that you might make a mistake, and you don't want to do that. So gotta try and oh, see, just like that. Pulled her back quick enough, thank God, because otherwise, I tell you, if you lose her in there, those guys are gonna be zipping by you, and then that's it for you. You won't recoup after that. Because we're getting up to about halfway through the lap. This is one fantastic race. I love this little Honda Civic. She handles just great on the track. Sticks to it like crazy glue. Oh, except for when I over boogie and don't judge the corners properly. See, I still do that. You know, I'm still practicing myself and probably always will. You know, because there's always something to learn. What an awesome race. I really enjoyed this one. I hope you had fun watching it. If you did, give us a thumbs up. Anyhow, you have a great rest of your day. Hope to see you back at OprahFed Gaming again real soon. And we've been racing with the OprahFed.